Reach review time with Imperial. Today's review will be Power, Book 2, Ghost, Episode 6, The Return. After this mid-season break, good versus evil. Let's get into it. This was a good episode, man. I didn't, a lot of us didn't know where it was come, but kudos to Courtney Kemp. Great writing. This was a good episode. So the episode picks up with Brayden approaching his brother Trace, basically telling him he knows he took the drugs. Trace admitted it and basically said what's mine is yours, and pretty much roughhouse on Brayden. Kane came in. Uh, came in and pretty much pulled a gun on both of them. And when he pulled the gun on both of them, he pretty much said, "You both gonna take a ride with me." Brayden acknowledged that he knew who Kane was, so that kind of put Kane in the space. Meanwhile, you had Monet have Drew and her daughter to count the drugs and the coke at one of their spots or whatever, and took their phones. Meanwhile, Drew was getting blown up by his lover or whatever that's on Zeke's team. And so while he was doing that, Diana was pretty much telling him like, "Yo, Mom told us to stay here and handle this." Drew got antsy and said, "Forget this, I'm on my way." Back at the door in Stanfield, Tyreek comes in and Haley is in the room. She's pretty much saying the door was open, so she's suspect. She was looking through Tyreek's stuff. So I don't know why, as sharp as Tyreek's supposed to be, he's still catching, he's not on to Haley at this time. So nevertheless, you have Saxe and McLean is pretty much putting together a jury trial, and they in cahoots to get Tasha off, but get Tyreek framed for the murder. And so while they do that and get Tyreek, get the jury together, Saxe got a plan to get Two-Bit involved. McLean backdoors him and pretty much makes a deal with Two-Bit. They bring in Blanca Rodriguez, and pretty much she told him what to say to Saxe. And once he get his immunity from the government, because the DNC affiliate that's trying to get Tasha going down for the Queen Pin charge, they sign off to get Two-Bit. As long as he take the stand and say what he know, they'll give him immunity and release him. So McLean backdoored Saxe and pretty much told Two-Bit what to say. So when he got on stand, he didn't acknowledge that he knew Tommy. He didn't say anything. Only thing he did acknowledge, he put the play in motion that he did know Tyreek and he helped him out one time. And so what that did was that gave a cause that Tyreek was in with some bad people. So they're starting to put the play in to get Tyreek hemmed up. Meanwhile, Kane takes Brayden and Trace out to Queens to have them hustle. Of course, Brayden found a way to get his pack off. Trace pretty much was getting beat up or whatever. And of course, picking them both up, Alpha Romanez came over, and Kane pretty much talked greasy to him, basically like, "Yo, you work for me. Once you get out of here." Meanwhile, he had Brayden and Trace in his car. Trace wanted to pretty much say, "Hey, we got kidnapped. We need to call mom and dad." Brayden like, "You need to shut up, pretty much, and you need to go with the flow or whatever. We cool." So when he did that, they got back in the car with Kane. Kane pretty much showing out of control. So when Drew went to his lover, pretty much, and he went to his lover, and Diana knew where he was. She went and approached him, and he told her, "Don't tell her mom." Meanwhile, she detoured and she went to go check out Tyreek. You know, so she had feelings for Tyreek, but he really not. He not looking. He's really not looking her way because, you know, he got business with Monet and them. So he's really looking into Lauren. So it shows a scene where he was with Lauren and get ready to kiss her, and then her boyfriend shows up, and he pretty much was like, he was there just to drop off a book or whatever. So when Diana approached him, and he was like, so you could see her catch a feeling. So basically, you out here just doing whatever, Tyreek, and he pretty much, you know, kind of blew her off. But she let him know she knew how he was running and moving his product through the app and everything. So he pretty much admitted how he was moving his product. And so when she went back home, Monet was pretty upset, and Drew came home by that time, and she told her that she knew how he was moving the product. So when he talked to Monet on the phone, he was like, "What's going on? Why you sending Kane up here?" And she was like, "I didn't send Kane up here. He basically went rogue on his own type time." So you starting to see the division happen. Kane want to be his own man. He want to run things the way he run it. He don't like the way that Monet is running things. So he came home, and when he came home, he was basically saying to Monet, "You still up?" And, you know, she started mouthing him off, and he's pretty much getting at her, telling her, you know, and she's like, "You so busy worried about Tyreek. You not focused on what you supposed to be doing." So he's getting frustrated, and so they're arguing, and Drew and Diana come downstairs, and while King snapping, Monet went to grab him, and he pretty much brushed her off, like flung his arm, and then knocked her to the ground. And so he went to reach her hand, and she smacked his hand away. So she knew at this time, like Offer Ramirez told her, like basically, "Yo, he's getting out of control. You need a man that can handle him. You're not gonna be able to handle him." So you see something brewing with that. Kane is a good character. You hope that he's gonna last, but you can also see where you can see Monet killing her own son too. So nevertheless, it shows Kane go visit the dad, Lorenzo, and he's going back and forth. He's speaking his Spanish to Lorenzo, and Lorenzo pretty much telling her, you know, Monet is me out there, and you gotta learn how she run business. So it's when it's your turn, you'll know how I run it. And pretty much, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't raise your hand at me or whatever. So he gave him a hug. And on his way out, the guards locked Kane in and then turned off the camera system. And then they hopped on Kane and beat him up, gashed his face, busted his mouth open. And then Lorenzo came in and pretty much said, "Don't you ever put your hands on my wife again." I pretty much seen that. I knew that's what his line was going to say when he said that. So Kane was all beat up, and at the end, it showed Too Big getting out of jail, and he had to watch the gold watch that he had got from Ghost when they did that robbery. So that's pretty much how the episode ended. The episode was good, and then it showed Tasha and Tyreek having a conversation. Basically, that Too Big pretty much said that he knew him, and he said, "I didn't know him," but he knew he had affiliation with Tommy, and so they see the play is starting to go in place. So that was a pretty much decent episode. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Comment and tell me what you think, how the premiere of the second season is going. It looks like the trial going to end. I thought they was going to wait till like the last episode to end the trial, but it seems like from the previews for next week that the trial might end within the next episode or two. So you see Kane, I think Kane going to continue to go his own way, and it shows the preview showing that he's going to say something to Officer Ramirez that basically Lorenzo at any given time he could get you up out of here. So what you going to do? And so saying Monet a turn on you, like just like she turned on me, and it shows Monet, I think she was speaking to Lorenzo saying, what did you say to King or whatever? Because he not backing down. So pretty much it's going to be interesting to see how it play out. And comment and let me know how you feel on this episode. Till next time.